Imagine this, you're coming home from dinner in West Palm Beach. You're driving on 95 and all of a sudden you're hit by an Uber or another rideshare. You go to the hospital, you go to physical therapy, you lose time from work, you're unable to do some of the things that you love. Who's responsible? It's tricky with a rideshare. There are many things that must be considered. And in this video, we're going to go through who's responsible, the types of insurance coverages, and what your responsibility is. Hi, I'm Matthew Konecky, and I've been handling personal injury cases for almost 20 years. So in this video, we're going to talk about 5 key components here. Number 1 is the 3 phases of insurance for a rideshare case. Number 2, insurance complications, something that you may have multiple insurance companies, gaps in period of time, technical glitches. Number 3, what the insurance companies might do to kind of not disclose the insurance. Number 4, the 5 critical steps that you need to take to document your case. And number 5, the costly mistake that you don't want to make. So I want to talk to you about the 3 insurance phases that happens in a rideshare case. Now, I preface this by saying this is covering the rideshare vehicle itself. Now, obviously, if you own a vehicle, you have your own personal injury protection benefits. You may have what's called uninsured motorist coverage or underinsured motorist coverage. That may apply as well, but let's just go on the premise that you are hit by a rideshare vehicle. So the first phase is that person works for Uber or Lyft or one of the other ride shares and their app is off. This means that they are not on the clock and they have no insurance through the rideshare itself. They only have their personal coverage. This is the least amount of coverage for you. So it's whatever their regular policy is. So they may have very low limits. Now let's talk about the second phase. That means that their app is on. They're ready to pick somebody up or they've just dropped off somebody. This has coverage of $50,000 per person, $100,000 per accident, and $25,000 in property damage. This is coverage that comes after the driver's personal insurance. Now, the third phase is that they're actually either with a rider or they have accepted a ride. When that happens, there's $1 million liability coverage. And this includes uninsured motorist coverage as well. And it is the best protection for the passengers and for people that they hit. So now we've evaluated these 3 phases. If you are involved in an accident and, for instance, the person who is the driver has their app off and they have limited coverage, your uninsured or underinsured motorist coverage may apply. In phase 2, where there's that limited coverage of only $50,000, you could also apply your uninsured or underinsured motorist coverage if your claim exceeds that amount. And number 3 is $1 million coverage policy. And, sometimes your uninsured motorist coverage will apply if your claim needs that. Now, I want to talk about the insurance complications. So what we see a lot of times is that someone who drives for Uber may also drive for Lyft, and they have multiple apps running at the same time. So a lot of times insurance companies, when claims are made, they like to point the fingers at each other of who is responsible and whether or not someone accepted for Lyft but still driving for Uber. Those are some of the complications. There may also be a gap in period from the time that someone has accepted the ride and the actual pickup. And where the complications come in is as a patron or as someone who's just making a claim, we're not going to have access to that privileged information until a lawsuit is filed. And then lastly, a lot of this is dependent on technology with GPS and timestamps. Again, to get that information would be under subpoena and you would have to file a lawsuit. So these are some of the kind of technical aspects where having an attorney or having someone with experience handling these types of cases, it's going to be best for you. So what are some of the things that the insurance companies hide or not disclose right away? Well, first off, a lot of times they'll come at you with, hey, these are independent contractors, and they're not employees of either Uber or Lyft or any of the rideshare companies. Next, the adjusters will try to minimize the payouts that they make in any claim, just like in any insurance claim. Insurance companies make money by taking insurance premiums in and not paying them out. So it is one of those things that even with a good evaluation, they're going to offer you low. Number three, that although there's $1 million policy for a driver that's actually driving, those are rarely paid out. They're paid out when someone has a severe surgery, has become disabled, or on the untimely death of somebody. But on a regular fender bender where you've got a little bit of neck pain, that it's misleading that people think that there's going to be $1 million applied to them. And obviously, the most important thing to know in any personal injury case, there are strict reporting or filing deadlines that you must meet. Statute of limitations issues. In Florida, it's 2 years from the time of the accident. So those are some of the things that the insurance companies don't like to disclose because they don't want to give people the information to make the proper claims. So let's talk about the 5 things that you need to do immediately after an accident. And I'm going to take it from the vantage point that you're actually in the rideshare itself. So number 1 is report it in the app. Whether you use Uber or Lyft, there's a way to report that you've been in an accident. And this helps solidify that one, you were in an accident, and potentially if you're injured. Number 2, take a screenshot of the ride in the app and of the driver's information so that you have it at a later time. Number 3 is gather evidence of the actual accident. If it's safe to do so, get out, take photos of the vehicle, take a video, get witnesses' information. In fact, I've actually done an entire video of how to gather evidence after an auto accident, and you can find it right here, and we'll leave a link below. Number 4 is seek medical attention right away. No personal injury case goes anywhere without actual injuries. So if you are injured, you need to have them documented. If you need to, go to the hospital right away, seek doctor's attention as soon as you can. And the last is, before you talk to an insurance company about your claims and your damages, seek advice of counsel first. Number 5, I'm going to talk about that costly mistake. Sometimes after an accident with a rideshare, the rideshare's insurance company may reach out to you for a quick settlement. And you might think, wow, that's great. They're going to throw me a few $1,000s because I was in this accident. Wow, that'll pay for a lot of Ubers. But here's the thing. If you aren't done treating or haven't gotten medical treatment and you're injured and you accept that money, you are barring a future claim. So until you have sought medical treatment, until you are done treating, or until you've spoken with an attorney, you shouldn't accept any money from the insurance company. Now, statistics say that people who are unrepresented in personal injury cases receive a significantly less settlement value to any offers made by the insurance companies. So you want to speak with an attorney who has experience in rideshare cases and can understand the value of your case. Now, if you want to know more information about personal injury accidents or more about rideshare accidents, I actually wrote a guide, What the Heck is My Case Worth? It's available on our website. And as I stated before, I have detailed an entire video about what to do and how to document the accident once you're in an accident, and it is available. You can click right here.